Good morning. I just wanted you to know that I'm thinking of you and I got home safely. Everything's going good. But I had some interesting conversations, and one of the things that I'd like to tell you is what this site is for and why I write this. But I think that one thing I learned this weekend was what it's not. It is not a site where you can go and have God defined for you because He can't do it. I can't do it. No one can. It is not a site where I'm going to admonish you for your sinful ways. That's not what I do. It is not a site that's going to accuse you for choosing one belief over another. I don't do that. I talk about truth. No matter who it is, no matter what time in history, you need to check it for yourself. The things I say are a challenge to you. Sit down, consider them in every moment of every day, in every aspect of your life, and you're going to find that they're true. That's why I put them on here. That's why I do this. I want to help. I don't want to harm. I don't want to accuse. Uh, there is enough of that in the world. We don't need that. What I can tell you is that if you stop and think about it, I've been saying this all along, good always leads to more. More quality, more quantity, more life, more good feelings. Evil divides, it separates. That's what it's for. It's only there to be used as a tool to define things, not as an end in itself. And separating things is not a good thing. It's only there so that you can understand that there are separate things. But it's up to you to bring them all together as one. Because the one thing that you know in your life is what you feel. And what you feel is based on how you relate to all things, not just some. So you have to come to peace with everything that God created and understand that you don't have the power to judge for other people. Only they can judge for themselves. And they have to do it based on their feelings and on their interpretations, not on yours. So many people don't want to go through the hassle and they just accept what other people say as being gospel. And it's not. It's their understanding, just as this is my understanding. I'm fortunate, I feel, because God showed me this. Um, with the brain injury and all that, I'm not that deep a thinker. But God sat me down and took me on a little tour, and this is what I saw. So that's what I write about, and that's what I talk about. And that's what I want you to try to find for yourself, not for me. I already know it. It's like people saying, sacrifice to God. Why? God had it to begin with. He gave it to you. If He wanted you to sacrifice it, He wouldn't have given it to you. He gave it to you to improve your life, to make your life better. If you give it away, you are just trying to do so that you look better in the eyes of men. He doesn't care about that. He loves people. He loves you. He wants you to take every gift He gives you and make it worth all it can be. That means to make it wonderful for yourself and for each other. That's what this is all about. I try to get you to see how you can love one another as you love yourself, and that by doing that, you increase the value of your life not only to yourself, but to everybody. It's not something you can give to them. It's not something you can take from them. All you can do is share it with them. And if they have the right mindset and they open their heart and their mind, then they can share it with you. And that will make everything so intense and so great. That's what love is all about. Anytime somebody wants to separate and divide, you don't have to do it. Just because they do it doesn't mean you have to. Get away from them. Let them do what they're going to do. You can't you can't change their mind. You can't make them feel what they refuse to feel. If they're angry and they want to hurt, then that's what they're going to do. By doing that, they have actually judged themselves. If you have any sense and any love of God, you will hold them accountable to how they judge themselves. That means whatever bad happens to them is not your fault. It's their fault. Quit taking the blame. It's not your responsibility for them. They are responsible for themselves. That's the way God designed things, so that everybody who's ever been or ever will be will have to interact with Him. Everybody will judge themselves according to how they exercise and execute their lives. That's what this is all about. I'm just trying to give you some ideas and to think, and maybe show you that there is a way that you can love everybody, not do the bad things, and forgive yourself. The biggest key to all of this is living with God, trusting God. He is your Father. He loves you. In the next couple of days, I'm going to do two things. One of them, I want to do a little detailed analysis of the Lord's Prayer. The other one is, I want to do an analysis and a detail of our Pledge of Allegiance as Americans. I think it's time for us to think a little bit more deeply about these things, because they are, and they're part of your life. You need to address them. You need to understand the good in them, and you need to avoid the bad. I love you. I don't want you going beating yourselves up or others up over what are the understandings of men. No matter what you think, you cannot force it on another person. If they refuse, they will not accept it. And they don't have to. That's the beauty of how God made things. They don't have to. And because of that, they can say no. And when they do, if they have their faith in a correct place, all you can do is say, okay, I love you. I want you to do well. I want you to develop a good relationship with God. But let me tell you, in heaven, everybody works to improve and help each other to achieve a better standard of living, of experience of life itself, because they love God the most. And each and every one of them are in God, and they are of God. They know God. So the more they help each other, the more they help God. Well, it's the same thing here. But we refuse to accept it. We want to be separate. Well, the more you try, the more successful you become. The world is fixing to go into a real time of separation, because that's what the people wanted. That's what they vote for. That's what they live their life like. Well, if you want to be alone, you can be alone. Is it going to hurt God's children? No. God's children are still going to be fine, because they won't participate in this. They will keep their faith with the Father. They love other people, but that doesn't mean they got to bend or bow down to other people. They don't. I love you. I hope you have a great day. Let me know what you think. See ya. Bye.